Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Jane Cronin.
Here, but I can't see anyone. I hope you'll still be my friends by the end of the evening. Oh, there's one over there. I can see one waving. Right, I thought it would be a good idea first to find out where you're from. Anybody here from Torrevieja? No? Anyone here from Torrevieja? Or Torrevieja July? Anyone here from July?
Excuse me, I want to word with you.
What's up to you then?
Well, look what you've done to me with your fire-breathing antics. I want an apology.
Well, I'm sorry, but I'm afraid you deserved it.
Well, what do you expect me to do now?
Are you doing anything later on?
There's not a lot I can do dressed like this, is there? Look at the state.
Well, I'll tell you what, go and get yourself cleaned up a bit. See that thing over there?
Yeah.
Do you think you could play that?
I could have a go.
Well, off you go then. Tidy yourself up.
Yeah, by the way, you forgot your brochure.
Oh, thank you so much.
Okay, see you later.
Right, I'll see you later. Okay, has anybody seen one of these before? A brochure? Yeah? Did anybody buy their house from a brochure? Yes? Did a brochure have anything to do with the purchase of your property? So you all know what we're talking about then, yes? Blue skies, green grass, beautiful white houses all in a row, lovely flower beds, fountains, ornamental lights, beautiful swimming pool, yes? Remember? And you remember there was Barbie sunbathing by the swimming pool? And there was Ken standing. Anybody here called Ken? Oh yeah, I can see you. Barbie and Ken, they're beautiful figures. Ken with his sculptured torso leaning over the balcony. And you looked at it and you thought, hey, if I move to Spain, that's how I'll be like. Of course, you know very well that there's some bloke at the back end of Wolverhampton in the pouring rain, with a computer, a fag out in his mouth, going, oh no, I think I'll put a flower bed there or a flower bed there. We know that, but we fall for it, don't we? We think, this is it. This is going to be my life in Spain. And then you open the brochure and you have a look inside and you see beautiful plans of lovely houses. And you think, oh, that looks nice. Look, a couple of bedrooms, a bathroom, terrace. Oh, I like the way the kitchen's open. That looks lovely. So there's certain things you don't think about. For example, you don't think which way it's going to face, do you? Because in Spain, there's sun all around you all the time, isn't there? And you don't think about how you're going to heat it, do you? Because it's never cold in Spain, is it? And there's another thing I bet you don't think about. When you look at that lovely plan, I bet you don't think about the thickness of the walls. And I don't just mean the thickness of the walls between your bedroom and the bedroom next, in your own house. I mean the thickness of the walls between your house and the one next door. In fact, I bet you never even thought about neighbours and the fact that there was anybody next door, did you? So, why is it, do you think, that when they design these houses, of all things, they put the bathrooms next to each other? And you know what that means, don't you? You get up in the morning, off you go to the loo, and what can you hear next door? There's Bert releasing wind after a whole night lying horizontal. Is that thunder I can hear, love? No, it's just next door again. And the trouble is, what you think is, oh my God, if I can hear that, what can they hear? So you think, oh God, I can't do that. So you clench your buttocks, and you spend half the morning kind of walking around like this, which is very bad for you, And then you think, I know, I'll go out on the front terrace, that'll be all right, I can break a bit of wind there, nobody will notice. So you go out the front, there's Mildred next door, she's sitting there having a cup of tea and doing a crossword. And she says, is that a bit of thunder I can hear? And And you go, no. The drains are smelling bad this morning, aren't they? And you go, yeah. Off you go back into the bathroom. And I have to say, there is a limit to how quietly you can spit. I said, spit. Anyway, if it isn't the bathrooms, what is it? It's the bedrooms. And you know what that means, don't you? You do know what that means, don't you? It's just that I asked this question in Matheron and there was this stunned silence and somebody said, snoring. So that tells you, that's what happens if you move further down the coast. And be warned, be warned. No, I don't mean snoring. I mean the people next door. And have you noticed, especially that young couple that are out on holiday? Oh, yes. Have you noticed that they always make like more of a meal of it out of it than you do? Well, I do. I mean, I'm not looking at anyone particularly, but they always take longer over it. Make more noise about it. They certainly seem to be enjoying it more than you do. I mean, they're oblivious. You know, bang, 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 bang. There's plaster falling off the ceiling, cracks appearing in the walls. They've got, and you're thinking, oh my God, I just want to sleep. What have you got on in there? A hose pipe or a condom? For God's sake! And then you can hear the bed going, it goes, because they've got this lovely matchstick range of furniture that was left to them by those lovely estate agents. But of course, what's worse than that? When it's your turn. Oh my God, it takes you half an hour just to unclench your buttocks. And the next morning, you've got to face these people in the front. Because, of course, that lovely bougainvillea that was in the brochure, that's not grown up yet. So there they are. There's Mildred doing a crossword, drinking a cup of tea. And there's Bert eating his cornflakes, great big pot belly, varicose veins. And you look at him and you think, my God, aren't appearances deceiving? He really looks like somebody who could fix a bed. Somebody got that one off. Right, so anyway, not to worry, because you don't have to put up with these people at the front of your house, because you can go up to that. Now, hang on a minute, what's it called? That begins with sol. Sol. What's it called? Solarium. Okay, what the hell is a solarium? I mean, you should know, you bought your house because it had one. I know what you thought. You saw that brochure and you thought, I'll be like Ken and Barbie, sitting there, having something to eat and reading my book and sunbathing. What they didn't tell you was, for 6 months of the year you need skiing equipment because of the cold. 4 months of the year you need firefighting equipment because it's too hot. At least 1 month of the year you need diving equipment to get through the rain. And the 1 month of that does add up to 11 incidentally. And the 1 month of the year... I'm very good at maths, as you'll find out. The 1 month of the year that actually you could enjoy it and relax up there, guess what? You can't get up there because you've had to use it for storage. Because funnily enough, that's the other thing they didn't tell you in the brochure. No storage space. Is that true? Yeah? Now, of course, I don't mean storage space for those irrelevant things like blankets and jumpers and coats, because you knew you wouldn't need those. No, I mean the really important things. You know, like your Christmas decorations? The best ones, only, of course. That crockery set that you inherited from Auntie Maud, you know, the royal wedding ones. And that set of Reader's Digest, because you think, oh, at last I'll have time to read them. So yeah, you think, okay, where am I going to put these? So in the end, you go down to the to-do shop. Sorry, I mean the toddler shop. And you buy those lovely plastic boxes, and you put them all in there, and then where are you going to put these boxes? Well, you could put them in the bidet, up on the solarium, of course, if you've got room, under your husband. Which reminds me of another thing. Well, they're not going to tell you this in the brochure, actually, but you might have thought about it. Husbands. You know, and now some people do a really curious thing. They retire, and about 3 days later they move to Spain. So they have like these 2 huge shocks that all happen in one go. And then when they come out here, all of a sudden, this person that they've been married to for 35 years but so far managed to avoid is there all the time. I can hear female laughter. I can hear female laughter. He watches you cook. He says, "You didn't put enough salt in that." I said, "Yes, I did." "No, you didn't." "Yes, I did." And then he comes with you to the supermarket. He has to push the trolley for you. How did you do it yourself for all those years? It's amazing. And of course he has to instruct you on the correct way of stacking the supermarket trolley. This is all done according to density and weight on scientific principles, not your fancy feminine way of doing it, which is obviously based on colour coordination. And then there's something even worse than that. When you want to go out for a drink with the girls, he wants to come with you. Now, this message is for the men. Are you listening, men? I'm going to make a statement, and I want you to listen out for the invitation to you. Okay, ready? I'm going out for a drink with the girls. Was there an invitation to you? No, there wasn't. Someone said, I hope not, but you know, I mean, some people like to find out what they're talking about, but the trouble is that she knows better, you see, and when you say, I'll pick you up afterwards, and she says, no, it's all right, one of the girls will take me home, listen to what she's saying, because this is what she wants to avoid. And another thing he does, and he does it every bloody night, and it makes me sick. In fact, it makes me heat. Oh, hello, darling. Is it that time already? Oh, your ear's burning. We're just talking about you. No, nothing bad. No, just how much you'd enjoyed that market we found yesterday. Yes. Now, this sort of proximity of the sexes has led to a new kind of gender violence. I don't know if you've ever picked this up in the newspapers, but you do read it from time to time. It says things like, wife locks husband out on solarium for 3 weeks. Or it says, man found strangled in a bedsheet. She said in her defence, he tried to show me the energy-efficient way of stuffing the duvet. But I do understand, you know, when you move to Spain, life is rather different from what you expected, isn't it? Is it different from what you expected? Yeah? And all sorts of difficulties occur. I mean, there were all sorts of things that you thought they were going to help you with and they didn't, and there's all kinds of new experiences, and it's quite stressful. Of course, it all goes back to that nice young man who charmed you with his glossy brochure. And of course you understood, I mean, he told you that, for example, that the house hadn't been built yet, and you accepted that, you knew that that was true. But there were a few things he didn't tell you, like, for example, they hadn't found the land for the house yet, or the builder hadn't got any money to build yet, the builder hadn't learned to build yet. There's a few minor details like that they might have omitted. Anyway, you remember this nice young man, don't you? Well, he's decided to come back and play the guitar for us, which is very, very nice of him. Of course, he did say that he would only do it on condition that he got 20% of the ticket takings in a brown envelope. I said, oh no, I can't give you that. That's for the town hall. Oh. I didn't say that. Anyway, Graham Knight's not here, so we can't say anything. Anyway, we're going to sing a little song now. And this song is all about what happened to you. Oops, hang on a minute. When you bought your house and moved to Spain. Blue skies are in the brochure. That nice young man said it was all kosher. Let's get the plane and pick up the keys. Dream a Spanish dream with me. That's our house with a crane in. The builders are still putting the drain in. It's not the shape I thought it would be. Dream a Spanish dream with me. Camping in a one-bedroom flat, dear. We'll move soon, don't fear. The builder said it could be June, dear. Not sure what year. It's all about location. Our house looks up to the petrol station, and from the roof 2 inches of sea. Dream a Spanish dream with me. We've moved in, but what's our address, dear? No papers, no sign. No point in us asking the builder. He's doing time. Sweet dreams would be a phone line. Sweet dreams would be a postman to call mine. But if you think I'm giving up me, dream another dream or 3. Dream a Spanish dream with me. Of course, there's one or two things that song doesn't tell you. Unfortunately, the nice young man who sold that house, a week later, he got made redundant. Oh. A week later, come on, we need a bit of sympathy. A week later, he got made redundant. Oh. That's terrible. But never mind, he's now got his fingers in quite a lot of different pies. He's selling aloe vera. And water filters. Funeral plans. And some advertising space in a new groundbreaking expat magazine. Oh, you found a customer. Well done. Well done. And I actually bumped into him the other day, giving out leaflets for doing Benidorm Palace, a charity do, I believe. Yes, please. Thank you so much. Okay, well, anyway, let's see what it says. We'll see where we're going. Yeah, but you can go now. It's off you go. See you later. Yeah, Benidorm Palace, charity do. Do you fancy that? Okay, this is what it's about. It says, mud wrestling for the over 70s in aid of rescued hamsters. Featuring Neil Diamond, the later years, in drag. And the 2-star pupils of the Costa Blanca tap dancing troupe, that wonderful couple, Fred Not All There and Ginger Dodders. Yeah, I'll be going to that one. Well, that reminds me of the next thing that we can't really have expected them to mention in the brochure, but we might have thought of it ourselves, and that is the average age of your fellow expats. Now, you might know that in my spare time I do a bit of teaching. You should see the state of my students. I have to arrange them around the table depending on what's wrong with them. At the bottom of the table go the stiff necks, because they can only look straight ahead. It's very difficult for them to avoid eye contact when I'm asking a question. Next to the door go the weak bladders. So any lull in the conversation, they go, won't be a minute, just pop it up. I said, no, that's fine, off you go, off you go. Okay. Then there's the deaf ones. Now, usually initially they're only deaf in one ear, so we have to have a big conversation. Do they want the deaf ear to the teacher or the deaf ear to the students? And we have to work out which side they're going to sit. Then you've got people who can't sit down for very long. I don't know why. I mean, I'm not mocking, honestly, I'm not mocking, but there's some people who can't sit down for long. So you have to have like a corridor down the side of the table. So every now and again they say, excuse me, and I say, no, you go ahead, it's all right. And they get up and they have to walk up and down the stairs. Now, I am a very patient person, but it is rather distracting. There's people at the bottom looking like this. Somebody else going, excuse me, won't be a minute. Somebody else going, what? Excuse me, don't mind. Now, you might have noticed as well that some of you already know, because you've come and seen them, I use this sort of stuff. I use screens and, audio, visual, it's all very technical these days. It is a bit lost on people who need 3 pairs of glasses and a hearing aid. At least 2 of which they've forgotten to bring with them at any one time. So I go, have a look at the screen, and they go, hang on a minute, dear, just going to get those glasses. Right. So I'll say, you'll see that it's slightly different from what's in the book. Oh, hang on a minute, let me get my reading glasses. Oh, no. Oh, no, it doesn't say that here, love. No, you're on the wrong page. Nobody doesn't say, you're on the wrong page. Nobody, forget it. Oh, God.
Come to you, Jane.
But you do still listen to me, and you do still learn. It's amazing, isn't it? Right, and then what happens is that you come along to my classes, some of you, because I know you're here, because I just heard one, and I know there's others, I'm like, haha. And you come, this is revenge time. You come along, and usually the idea is at the beginning of the class we have to speak a little bit of Spanish and say, what did we do the night before, or something like this. Well, it doesn't help that a lot of people, despite their age, seem to behave like teenage delinquents on overdose of Complan or something. So they come along and they go, oh, you wouldn't believe what we got up to last night. So I say, well, in Spanish? Oh, no, I couldn't possibly tell you in Spanish. Okay, then what did you do last night? Well, it turns out, they say, it was my neighbour's 75th birthday party. Fine, no problem there. But it coincided with her performance with the Costa Blanca belly dancing troupe. What? So we all went round and we had a few drinks and then we went out to watch them. They were quite good, actually. You'd be surprised. I'm not sure they were supposed to knock the waiters over with their stomachs, but... And her husband, he got a nasty side swipe from an old deer in a Zimmer frame with a pierced navel. So we had to take him down to the hospital, but they're wonderful. Like, the hospital's wonderful, isn't the hospital wonderful? It's absolutely wonderful. Yeah. Took him down to the hospital, and and then when he was better, they sorted him out. We got back, we polished off 6 more bottles of gin, and that's why I didn't do my homework. And then they look at me and they think, we think Jane doesn't approve. I think I have this look about me sometimes, So they try and make it better. So they say, we did try and practice our Spanish at the hospital, but they didn't understand us. I'm not surprised, are you? 75-year-old belly dancer going, how do you say husband? Oh, marido, mi marido, poco loco, forli overi. Senora hitio with his stomago. Of course, there's another excuse people give for not working and not doing the homework and all these things they're supposed to do when they come to Spanish classes, and that is visitors. Visitors, yeah. You don't see someone for a while, and then you bump into them on the street, and you say, hello, haven't seen you for a long time. Have you been well? And they say, I've got visitors. And it's like they're saying, I've got shingles. Are there any visitors here this evening? Yes, there's 1 or 2. Well, I'm sorry to tell you this. They hate you. They hate you because you make them spend money that they haven't got. because you don't understand that they're not on holiday like you are. And they hate you because you make them go on blanket trips. To Guadalest. Now, Guadalest is a very nice place. We like Guadalest, but they've been there 20 times this year already. It's nice, but it's not that nice. And of course, the other reason they hate you, I'm ever so sorry about this, but you make us feel guilty about the weather. Now, why? Just think about it logically. Why do we feel guilty about the weather? I mean, it's not our fault, is it? And just think back, what did those people, what did they tell you? 300 days of unbroken sunshine. Yeah? But those 65 days, they don't have to last a long time, do they? Oh my God. Now, what they didn't tell you, of course, they're not actually lying, but what they didn't tell you was about the acclimatization effect. You know, the thinning of the blood. Mind you, you should have noticed it, because when you came over on your inspection trip and you were swimming in the swimming pool, didn't you notice all those Spaniards in fur coats and aprons? You might have thought then there was something funny. And have you noticed how all the estate agents, they wear little short sleeve t-shirts and little thin shirts? It's because they're pretending not to be cold. If you look at them properly underneath, they've got about 9 layers of thermal underwear. Yeah, but no, you say, oh, my daughter, she's coming out to visit me, and she says she'll kill me if she doesn't get an all-over tan. And this is in mid-February. And of course, what happens when your daughter comes? It does, doesn't it? It pours like hell, especially if she's got small children with her. It rains, and when it rains here, boy, does it rain. Mind you, there is one good thing, and there's always good, well actually there's a lot of good things about rain, like, you know, agriculture and droughts and things like that, but apart from us, from our point of view, there's one very good thing about rain. And that is, if you've got a brand new house, it shows up all the faults, all in one go. Yeah? All those cracks in the roof,